Namaste. Namaste to all of you, dear friends, and namaste also to our guest today, Dr. Kausthub Desikachar. Hello, Kausthub.
Namaste, Katyusha. Namaste.
Namaste. So, dear friends, today we are going live again with an interview with Dr. Kausthub Desikachar. Our today's topic is friendship and the relationship and the characteristic of friendship, and is the friendship actually the relationship of the future? And we already have few of our friends here. Kausthub, say hi to Lenka and Michaela and all the others, and Kasturi. Hi and hello, dear friends. Thank you being with us.
Namaste, friends. Namaste.
Yesterday I posted a very nice post about friendship with nice photos of me and you also and other friends. Kausthub, did you see?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you
Yesterday.
did. Yes, and also the other people also posted nice photos of their friends in order to honoring their friendship. So I'm very pleased that we are going to talk today about this very, let's say, powerful relationship between people. And here we also have Aurelie, hello, and Shri. I hope this is it. Claire and Rachel, hi.
Shri Subramanya.
Shri Subramanya, hi.
Yeah.
So
Also
first,
known as Magdu.
oh really? So
Yeah.
she has a nickname.
I don't know which one is the nickname, the Shri Subramanya or the Magdu.
Oh, let us know, Shri, so we know. Chandula, hello, namaste from Sri Lanka. So, dear friends, first I'm going to introduce you to the special, very special guest of mine, Dr. Kausthub Desikachar. Some of you, you know him. If someone does not know him, he is a yoga teacher. He's a yoga therapist, a spiritual mentor. He helped a lot of people around this world and maybe also around other worlds. We don't know. Maybe someday he will share. And of course, he is he's the lineage holder of Vini Yoga tradition, the yoga tradition that helps people in a very special way, mostly in energy and spiritual way, more deeper than yoga and that, let's say, modern yoga that we know it's overrated. Yeah. And I am Katja Ujcic. I am art therapist for gifted, and a coach, and also yoga therapist, a student of Kausthub Desikachar also. And I hope, let's check, friends, if I am also a friend of Kausthub Desikachar. So, Dr. Kausthub Desikachar, please tell us, do you have any friends in Slovenia, maybe?
I have many friends in Europe.
But in Slovenia, do you have any friends?
Ah, yes, Katya, you are my good friend.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, we established this friendship. It's good. So hello to our Marilyn Monroe and Arone. Hello. So dear friends, let us know if you have any very good friendship that maybe sustained you in your difficult times, and let us know what do you think is the point of friendship. And how do you feel about friendship? Because we are going to talk about that now for about an hour, and we want to make it as much as vital and joyful and juicy the conversation. So Kausthub can actually answer all your questions. So, but before I want invite Dr. Kausthub Desikachar to chant for us. So this interview and all of us will have a very nice energy.
Friends. Om Hram Odyanadhyamitramaha Om Hrim Arohan Uttara Devam Om Hrom Hradrogam Mama Surya Om Hraim Harimananjanashaya Om Hraum Shokesho me Harimanam Om Hraha Ropana Kasudadhmase Om Hram Atho Haridraveshu me Om Hrim Harimanannidadhmase Om Hrom Udagadayamadetyah Om Hraim Vishwena Sahasasaha Om Hraum Dvishantam Mamarandhayana Om Hraha Mo Ahandvishato Ratham Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste, friends.
Namaste. Was very, very, very nice chant. Thank you very much. So let us know, friends, if you have any experience with friendships and friendship. I know you have, and maybe you have a best friend or best friends. But Kaustu, for your question, in order for us to start this conversation, actually is what is friendship?
Very, very complicated question because there's a lot we can say. For me, if I have to say something in a very simple way, friendship is a place where we feel safe.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Sanskrit words that describe friendship.
Uh-huh.
It's one of the reasons why I chose this chant because it's a chant about the sun who is addressed as Mitra. Udyannadyam Mitra Mahaha. Mitra. Mitra means the friend. Sun is our friend because sun is always there for us. It will always turn up the next day. It will always turn up the next day. Whether we ask or not, it will turn up. Whether we are grateful or not, it will turn up. Whether we are good or not, it will still continue to shine on us. The sun doesn't only shine on good people and not on bad people. It doesn't make any judgment. So, in a certain way, that's one of the beautiful definition of friendship called mitra. And the reason why I chose this first is because the word comes from the root tra, which means to protect. Why do we need protection? We need protection because we feel safe with that friend. So a friend is somebody with whom we feel absolutely safe to be who we are without any fear of judgment, or a fear of being criticized or things like that. It doesn't mean that the friend have to accept that everything that we are doing, but they may behavior. They may once in a while give us a kick in the butt to say, hey, that's not right what you did. But it doesn't mean that they're going to judge us and leave us and move away from us. They will always stand by us even if we make some mistakes. That's why in our tradition, the greatest friendship that has been talked about in the Vedic history is between Karna and Duryodhana. Duryodhana is a bad person, is an evil person, but it's immediately somebody who is always having the friendship of Karna. The Karna does not judge whether Duryodhana is doing right or wrong, even though Karna knows that Duryodhana is doing certain things that are absolutely wrong, but he stays on till the end of his life for his friend. And that is why, among the examples of friendship, this is considered one of the most important examples of friendship between these two characters. Having said that, there are other beautiful definitions of the word friendship. But just before that, I want to share that in Vedic science or in Vedic knowledge, we say that there are five kinds of relationship: raga, anuraga, sneha, bhakti, prapatti. There are five types of different relationship. Raga is that relationship where we want to be with somebody or we desire something, somebody or something, but they don't necessarily have to desire us back or be with us back. For example, it could be like some people have a desire to be with their sports fan or a movie star. You know, that's a raga. For example, I love cricket. I love the great cricket player called Sachin Tendulkar, but I like to be with him. I want to have a coffee with him. I want to have a talk with him about cricket, but he doesn't have that. It's a one-way desire. This is called raga.
Yeah.
Then comes anuraga, which is the relationship that is normally between like couples, where or where both want to be with each other. The husband want to be with the wife wants to be with the husband, or partner wants to be with partner, boyfriend with boyfriend, or girlfriend with girlfriend, whatever. It's a couple's relationship, and to some degree, this can also be shared with family members because perhaps you want to be with your sister, and your sister also wants to be with you. Your mother wants to be with you. You want to be with your mother, etc. So it's kind of like a familial relationship that is what is called anuraga, where there are both parties want to be with each other. Then comes the concept of sneha, friendship. This is only between friends. And the word sneha comes from the root snigdha, which means oil. Now, what's the great characteristic of oil? Suppose I pour some water on this ugly shirt, it will
It stays.
disappear, it'll dry up.
Uh-huh.
If I put oil, it'll stick. So
Yeah.
oil sticks and stays forever. That's what friends do. Friends stick
Well,
together and stay forever. That's why the
yeah.
word sneha comes from that, something which is sticky, which is why another word for friendship is called sakta, somebody who is attached to you, who is always with you in times of difficulty, in times of good, bad, everything. And that's the key point because friends are not only those who are with you when things are going well for you. Actually, friends are the people who stay with you when things don't go well, who stick on to you when things don't go well. You may have so many other people who are saying they are friends who hang around with you when things are going well. Certainly, I have experienced this. And then some difficulty comes and just people just disappear because
Yeah.
they don't want to deal with it. That is not snigdha, sneha. That is not friends. The fourth and the fifth is bhakti and prapatti. Bhakti is that relationship between a teacher and a student, a kind of an authority relationship where one is subservient to the other. And normally, we consider this in the domain of teaching, where there's a student to teacher relationship. And prapatti is the surrender, which the relationship that we have with God. We surrender to the God. So these are the five types of relationship of which friendship is one of the key ones there. That's why it's also called sneha or snigdha. Sneha means somebody who stick together.
Mm-hmm.
Another definition of friendship in Sanskrit language is called sakha. Fascinating word. And sometimes this is extended to the husband and wife also. Sometimes you can have friends, but very often you can have a relationship without having this feeling. Sakha means the one who shares the space. So it
Hmm.
doesn't mean in a house, the one who shares your heart space.
Oh,
So
nice.
the friend is who feels what you feel, and you are a friend because you also feel what your friend feels. You share your heart space. You have this deep empathy and connection where you can actually feel each other without words. You don't have to ask your friend, hey, what's going on? You know what the hell is going on without
Yeah.
asking. That is a good friend. When you look at that, when you go be with your friend, the friend immediately asks, something is not right. What's going on? That
Mhm.
because there is a shared space, sakha. So these are some of the traditional definitions of friendship which is presented in our tradition. And in one difference also that we make is something that we don't normally, I don't know if we are using this word in English language so much. We still have that word. It's called acquaintance.
Mhm.
An acquaintance is not necessarily your friend. You just know somebody for a long time. For example, I go to the Sangeeta restaurant near my house for many years because it is the closest to my school, and I go have coffee in the morning there and go. And usually there is a person who, there are some people who are also coming regularly. They're all my acquaintances. I cannot say they are my friends because I don't think we share that bond of friendship or connection wherein I can ask them whatever I want or they will judge me or not judge me. All those things I don't know. We just go have a coffee and in Sangeeta and then disappear to our respective work. And some of the people I see on a daily basis, they are called nyatrus. That means the person we know. It doesn't mean that they are a friend. And sometimes we get confused because we think that if you know somebody for a long time, they are our friend. And that differentiation is very key in Sanskrit language, as well as in German also. Bekannter is the word. I think our German friends will correct me if I'm wrong. Marilyn Monroe will correct me. Bekannter, enge Bekannter, close acquaintance, but they are not yet friend.
Mhm. How is
Something.
the friend in German language?
Huh?
Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe can tell us how is a friend in German language.
Freunde. Freunde
Freund.
for male, Freundin for female.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. So we have some of our friends, Kausthub, also here. Sarah came. Thank you very much. You're here, Sarah, and Aurelie, which we already know. Erika and Aurelie, again, she posted here that she has two friends for a long time. They know each other for 30 years. So this must be very good friendship, yeah? And they live together many happy moments and difficult moments. So as you said, in good and bad times, yeah. But in the end, is without any ritual, as is in marriage, you know. Good and bad times in front of the priest or in a wedding is for two people that are in love, let's say. But for friendships, there are no rituals. How come?
Maybe you have to ask the Slovenian government to do it because you know the government so closely. So you should ask them to initiate
I
some
don't
new
know that
procedures for friendship.
closely.
Yeah.
We should establish like a ritual of friendship, but maybe
I
because
want, I want to say one more thing about the friendship and the connection to the sun, the word mitra, the sun. Because how do we feel when we go into the sun? Whether we are depressed or heavy or sad, when we go into the sun, we feel elevated. We feel like, okay, we can breathe. Sun elevates us, sun makes us feel refreshed. And that is what a good friend does. When you are with a good friend, they don't exhaust you. They refresh you. You don't feel exhausted to be with your friend. You are exhausted to be with your family very often. You're
yeah,
exhausted to be with your acquaintances, but with your friend, if it's a true friend, you will never feel exhausted. You will actually feel energized.
yeah. So Kaustubh, why are we closer to some friends than to our family? Or
Safety. Safety. We feel more safe with friends than with family. Family is very, most families, I don't want to say every family, but most family members are very judgmental because they have an agenda always. Friends don't have an agenda. Family will say, oh, you brought the family reputation to shame, you will not marry your sister, or somebody will not like our family, and blah blah. So family always, not always, mostly have an agenda, but friendship does not have an agenda. And having said that, of course there are exceptions in very good families as well, which we have to acknowledge, and those are exceptions. But generally speaking, people don't feel free with family members, and that's the problem. I know so many of my students, and sometimes myself included, especially after my father passed, because my father's I looked at as a teacher. I, whenever I have been confronted with more and more challenges, the first people I discuss with are my friends, not my family members, because
Mhm.
I feel safe. That's one part of it. The other part of it is also I don't really want to burden my family with all my problems, whereas I feel I can do that with my friends, because
Yeah.
they are able to hold me without judgment, without getting exhausted.
Yeah.
Whereas with family members, it's kind of like a contract. And sometimes family members say, oh, you know, I did that for you that time. So remember to behave this way, and do remember to do this way. And this is something which you won't really find with good friends. You will just find that they just do. They friends just do. I do it for my friends, and my friends do it for me.
Yes, but sometimes also friendship is like that. You know, that in the end we find out, maybe not in the beginning, that it's a friendship of interests. But then later on, we found out, oh, he was or she was my friend just because in that period of time, as you also said, or for that reason, yeah, there was not friendship, yeah.
I think if friendship is transactional, in my view, and I can be completely wrong. If friendship is transactional, it's not a friendship.
Yeah,
This is what I feel. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is my
yeah,
humble feeling. Because when I am offering something to my friends, I'm not expecting something in return from them. And I don't have to, because I know that if something I need, they will be there for me. I don't have many friends, but I have some friends who will do what I will do for them. So I don't need to have a transactional expectation or a relationship, or need to keep an account of what all I've done for you with my friends.
yes. But as I found out and I see the society, friendship can also be like that. Like a vast majority can also be like that. You know.
And I would say that that's a friendship with a little lower level of consciousness, and perhaps people will evolve from that to a higher
Yeah,
level
yeah.
of consciousness eventually.
Yes. So here we have Chandula. She said exactly, you feel energized with good friends. Yeah. So we are getting very close to what the true friendship is. Yes, great. With your help, Kaustubh. Hi, Erika. With my best friends, I have a lot of humor and laughter. I'm very thankful for that. Great. So there is another confirmation for our friendship comes to with you and me. Thank you, Erika, because we have a lot of love. Yeah. Hello, Marilyn Monroe again. Freund and Freundin, as you said, yes. Lenka, happy to say that my husband is my best friend. This is very good, huh, Kaustubh?
Very lucky.
Very lucky. Yes, Kaustubh. So what do you think that some people can confuse friendship with love?
It happens a lot.
You laughed. Did it happen to you also sometimes, maybe?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
It happens a lot because kind of it's all an emotional domain. So when you feel happy, joyful, feel safe with your friend, it somehow is some what you want to feel with your life partner, and that's why I told you the word sakha is interchangeable between what is called a friend and what is called your partner. So sometimes this is what really you want to have from your life partner is that is also your best and closest friend. Has said it's lucky situation, but the energy will move when we are feeling safe because we feel vulnerable, and with friends we are vulnerable, and with our partners also we are vulnerable, and sometimes these energies can flow in the direction towards what we can project as love, and sometimes it can become love because I know many people who started off as friends but then became lovers, and I also know the opposite, where many people started as lovers and then it didn't work, but they are still very good friends. So it's possible, and I also know in certain liberated countries like Europe or the Western world, where there are also many people who have friends with whom they have some kind of a romantic satisfaction from time to time. This also is existing. It's not existing in countries like India or Asia, many Asian countries, but I know in certain liberal societies this is also possible. I think the reason for confusion is because uh, friendship is also very magnetic, and a relationship is also magnetic. Love is also magnetic. So you want to be with your friend, you want to be with your friend, and sometimes that's where some friendships get spoiled because the attachment becomes too strong,
Mhm.
and then we don't want other people to be friends of our friends. Then we get into trouble. And that's where the tricky part becomes. That's where the projection of love happens with friends. Whereas if you're truly a friend, like I have some friends, they are friends with other people. It's no problem for me because I'm very happy they are my friend, as they are friends of others. Because I also have other friends, not just this person.
Mhm.
So that's where the gray area comes in, because the kind of we are not well trained in this kind of emotional separation of what is this, what is that,
Yeah.
and sometimes because we are somehow given false ideas about love and false ideas about friendships, it's a problem. Look, if you are going into school and university, we learn about mathematics, we learn about computer science, we learn about biology, we learn about physics, but nobody talks about fundamental things in school like friendship, like love. These are not subjects that are taught, where
Yeah.
they are not even discussed. Forget about even taught, they are not even discussing these things. And that is the problem because we don't know these differences.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. The basic things we are not taught,
Yeah.
or in families or in school. Yeah. So Aurelie posted actually the question I wanted to ask you. For me, it would be difficult to have such close friends of other sex. It has failed each time. So, for let's say, if of the two opposite sex, like female and male, become friends, it could be, let's say, a danger that one of them is falling in love. Yeah. So he's saying it's more better to have the same sex friends. Yeah, like female with
No.
female and male
So
with
I,
male.
I'm sorry that you have this experience already, but it's not at all the case for me and for many other people. I have many females friends who are very close to me, but there is no kind of any romantic or sexual expression in that, and the same for them. And I also know this is the case for many others, and that is where I think we need to sort it out what we feel. I mean, for example, I just talked recently, 2 3 days ago, to one of my high school classmates who is a very dear friend of mine, and she's a girl, and she and her daughter and my daughter are actually the same age, and
Mhm.
they go to the they are in the first year of college, and so we were catching up. And I consider her as a very good friend. Every time we talk, even though we have not talked for a long time, it's almost feeling like we're just continuing the conversation from previous phone call. And she's a woman, I'm a man. She has a family, I have my family. But it's possible. But I don't know why we have put in humanity these kind of boundaries that are so restrictive, and that is something that we have to reflect about. Partially, I think it could be the education that has been ingrained in people's mind when they were child, that, oh, don't mix with boys, don't mix with girls, etc., so that they are afraid that maybe there will be something sexual parents are concerned about it, and so that kind of brainwashing continues later. But as adults, we need to come out of that trap.
Mhm.
We
It's
need
very
to
good.
come out of that trap. At the
Yeah.
beginning of this lecture, I told you, you are my friend. You are a woman, I'm a man. We can be friends.
You're very good friends, yes. As our Marilyn Monroe, she had many friends, also American presidents, as you know. She have male and female friends. I also have male and female friends, but I did experience, for example, Kausthub, that male friends wanted to have something more, yeah, in let's say in time, but also male friends that we were and still are just friends, so they everything is possible. Yeah.
The key word you use there is want.
Yeah.
With friendship, you don't have that want. See, I have one of my closest friends is my friend from with who I met through my photography, and he and I, we go often to take photographs, but we don't want anything from each other. Even wanting to go to photograph, we just call and say, are you free? You want to go this weekend? And he says yes. Okay, we go. If he says no, it's no problem. I don't go like, why you don't want to go with me? Why you don't want? The want part is the key word there. You don't want anything with a friend. You don't even need anything with a friend. That's the special relationship with a friend. It's just something that sticks together for no reason.
Hmm.
For no reason. And I think that is so special. If we have few friends, it's enough. We don't need 5,000 Facebook friends which are not real. If we have one or two real friends in our life, that's enough.
Hmm.
The key word is want.
Yes, very good. So now with this Facebook and all other social media accounts that we have, let's say, some sort of fake friends, thousands and thousands of friends that we can have, that people have. Actually, these are not friends. We are not even know them, but it gives us some sort of a fake feeling, yeah, of having like friends from other countries that we even never saw. Yeah, they're
This is the
just yeah.
this is the danger I see for the future, because
Yeah.
now we are normalizing the term friendship with something which is all digital. That's the problem. See, in the 1960s and 50s, movies normalized smoking so that everybody could start smoking, so they could sell it. Then they started normalizing sex on the movies. If you see all the James Bond movies, there was always some kind of sexual appeal that came. They were normalizing that. And in the 80s and 90s, they normalized violence with guns. So if you see so many movies which are
Mhm.
full of gun violence now, if you look at the James Bond movies now and from 1960s when Sean Connery was the Bond, there was not so much violence. But 90s and all this, they start to normalize, so people start to accept violence is normal. And I think that is the danger I see that is happening right now, where they are normalizing this artificial concept of internet connection as friendship, because they use this word, you're my Facebook friend.
Yeah.
It's a very dangerous paradigm, because they are not really friends. And you have to meet your friend, you have to be with your friend, you have to feel a connection. And sometimes with this Facebook, we don't even know who is on the other side. because they may be posing as somebody else.
Yeah.
We don't even know who they are. And that's the problem. I don't believe that most of the friends on Facebook are actually friends unless they take the effort to meet in person, connect, bond, spend time together, go climb a mountain or go to the beach or watch a cinema. Or shared experience is very important to
Yeah.
vitalize friendships.
Yes.
Shared experiences are very important to build that bond of friendship. So this is very, very important. And shared Facebook experiences are not really experiences; they're just entertainment. I mean, they're not real. It's fake.
It's exactly, yeah, it's fake. There's a lot of things now going on. Fake news, fake friends. Oh my gosh, we really need to stay to the truth, yeah, as we put it many times. Let's say, Kaustubh, why do you think then that the true relationship, the true friendship, is important for person, for individual, and let's say for the humanity in the end? Yeah.
I think the friendship is like a medicine for us
Mhm.
because we need one slice of our life, one slice in our life where we can just be who we are. We can just unwind and relax and not try to be something or not try to pose as something or not really be burdened by all the problems. So that slice of safety, that slice is what is friendship. In some way, that's like our medicine. And it's very, very interesting because we are so lucky if we can have that. Because most people, they go to therapy to pay somebody to be themselves. And even then, they are feeling that they are being judged. If you can have a friend, that's the best
Yes.
form of therapy because you really don't need to do anything and you don't even have to talk about your problems. Sometimes that's what happens to me when I'm meeting some of my old friends that I talked to you about, my photographer friend or some classmate from high school and things like that. We don't even talk about the problems that I'm going through in my life or in their life. We just have shared experience and it's medicine. You come out of that meeting, you're like a recharged, energized bunny, and you find when you are in that state, you find solutions to your problems even.
Yes, but that there is very good point to remember that this batteries need to be recharged in both ways. Yeah,
Of course, of course, of
exactly.
course. And I feel karma will take care of itself.
Okay.
And there is no expectation. And I will give you a classic example, my own personal example. I hope my friend Prabhakaran will not kill me for sharing this example. Well, many, many years ago, when we
Yeah.
were going to do photography together, at one time, I mean, we were going into wild places to take photographs of butterflies and insects and flowers, which nobody would go. And you see, in India, we are not very, the government is not really very taking very good care of things which have to be safe. So this guy, he fell into like a ditch, a drainage where
Yeah.
all the bad things are processed. And
Uh,
I had to lift him up in some way. I saved his life.
Wow.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not taking the credit for it, but see, karma always takes care of itself. I'm not necessarily expecting that he takes care of me or things like that. I do it because he's my friend. I don't want, I would have done it if anybody had fallen, but especially because he's my friend. But
Yeah.
see, a few years later, life karma takes care of itself. Where I went through a major, major crisis a few years later, and when everybody disappeared, he was the only one there. And when I had some intrusive thoughts, even he was the one who bloody beat me and say, "Hey, wake up! You don't need to do this kind of thing." So in some way, he saved my life. So karma will take care. We don't need to keep tabs on it,
Yeah.
and that's what is the true nature of friendship.
Exactly. Yeah. Very good. So guys, if you have any that kind of friendship and experience, just let us know. So by putting the names maybe of your friends, or if you just post that you have that kind of friends, we can honor that friendship, because it is in the end maybe we are taking for self granted. Is this the word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take for
Uh,
granted.
yes, sometimes, but maybe it's good to acknowledge the good and positive energy of the best friends that we have. So if you could post something, we can honor that. And Erika is saying also, when I have not seen a friend for a long time and see him or her again, I have the feeling we have met just yesterday. I also have that kind of feelings that we are just with my friends, in some let's say a bubble, or the connection is there nevertheless if we see each other or not. What is your
Well, it's
opinion?
basically what I told you. When you feel totally vulnerable, totally open, and the connection is purely from heart to heart,
Yeah.
connection transcends the boundary of time and the boundary of space.
Wow. Yes.
So time and space disappear. That's what I told you. I have a very close friend from my high school, and he lives abroad. And we don't see each other very often. It's one of my best friends from school. And every time I meet him, it's almost as if we just had the conversation yesterday and then we are meeting again the next day, even though there's a gap of about 4 or 5 years between our meetings. It's
Mhm.
because the boundary of space and time disappears.
Yes, and this space between you two, or our friends, our good friends, best friends, are is still there. Yeah, that you talked about the space between the people.
And I think the reason is because, especially with old childhood friends, you
Yeah.
form these bonds when your ego was not yet developed.
Wow. Yes. Hmm.
So the connection is sealed before the bubble of the ego comes and becomes an obstacle.
Wow.
And of course, even later in life, you can have such friendships where the ego is not the obstacle. Like I have with my photography friend, which I met only when I was in my 30s. It's not that it's not possible, but the bubble of the ego has to disappear in friendship.
Great. So Marilyn Monroe posted Amy about Amy. They were friends since they were 4 or 5 years old. So cute. Very nice. Rachel is saying boundaries disappear and we will save. How nice. And she's talking about Angela. And Marilyn Monroe is also saying about Amy. She has sons at the same age as daughters, and we are going together through our whole life. So this is really the support of a lifetime. Yes, support of a lifetime. So this is one next question is, Kaustub, is how, as we talked many times, that the world is becoming more and more binary, like one and zero. You are for me, against me. You are black, white. Yeah. So there's no colors, no life between, as in nature. And world is becoming full of fear and restrictions. So how do you see friendship in the future, like obstacles maybe, and what can that kind of friendship do to our future us?
I certainly hope that the world will not become binary because the world is not in reality binary.
Yeah.
And the concept of binary approach is very dangerous because you can't have this situation where you are for me and somebody else is against me. It's very, very dangerous. Me and my friends, we disagree on many things. And still we are together. And that is what is true friendship. And that is what is the meaning of life, too. Even with your partner, even with your child, even with your parents, you will not necessarily agree on everything. You cannot agree on everything. And that is where you need to be very careful to allow the world to go binary. And that is basically because of the media, which is very divisive. For example, the
Yeah.
algorithms that are doing the media, social media, are things where they only supply you the news that you are interested in. I get news only about photography. I get news about travel destinations and yoga related stuff. I get advertisements. I don't get advertisements about, let's say, something that I'm not interested in. So I start to be programmed only about what I am interested in. And therefore, I think something else is actually bad. And I
Yeah.
think that is the danger, because in the old days, the media were reporting about a whole number of things. But nowadays, we just get the news only of what we are interested in. And that is so dangerous.
Very, yeah. We should be really very
Our
careful.
minds are not are becoming narrower,
Yeah.
not open. And that is why I think with friends you can have disagreements, you can have
Hmm.
differences of opinions, but still you stick together. And that's the important thing. That's the important thing. I have some friends in the yoga circles as well, and
Hmm.
I tell them the truth that they may not like to hear when they are hearing it, but eventually they do take that into their heart and do it, because I'm telling it out of great love for them. But just
Hmm.
because when I'm saying that they are not liking it, I don't hold back. I say it anyway, because they're my friend. He's my friend. So I say it, and then he takes that into his heart and implements it. And that is what is really friendship. The world should not become binary, because if I start to get afraid, oh, if I say something, he will get disturbed, so I don't want to say, then we are making the world more binary. We can't communicate to our friends only what they like to hear. That is a very dangerous path, and that is not true friendship.
Hmm. So
That's
can the in the future, can the true friendship, let's say in a way, as we are talking now about friendship, the true clear in purest form, from heart to heart, be a remedy for the future relationships?
It's what I said. It's the medicine for future society. And if we
Exactly.
don't have these kind of friendships, it's going to disappear. And friendship is transcending boundaries, and friendship is transcending age, religion, many things,
Yeah.
much more than even a family relationship.
And
You know?
marriage and so on. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like I just said, I am a straight man. So I can only have a sexual or romantic relationship with a woman, but I can have friendship with man or a woman.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
cannot have a romantic relationship with a child. That's not good. But I can have a friendship with a child.
Hmm. Of course.
See? So friendship transcends more boundaries than a relationship. And I think that is why it is the most important thing that we must protect.
Yes.
Marriage has been made challenging for people to engage in nowadays. And I read recently an article why many young people don't want to marry. There's a very big study that was done in the Europe where they are saying that many young people, about 68 to 70% of young people,
Yeah.
did not believe or did not want to marry at all, even though they want to be in a relationship, because there's so
Yeah.
many complications. But
Yeah.
friendship is so powerful. We can have friendship with old person, young person, male, female. It transcends every
Yeah.
border that relationship doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. It transcends. And I think this is going to be a future as I can like see it or feel it that, and I can also see in my clients that are young clients that I have, teenagers, they don't want to get married. For them, like having a family, it's very, very strange and not something that they will decide. Let's see what time will bring. Yeah, but I think that the majority now, the young people will. just be single and have, let's say, single life with some romantic adventures. Maybe they will have love, but mostly I think that the relationship will be based on the friendship. And this is why the friendship is so very important. As Helena Altman said, she said that Plato said that Platonic relationships, friendships, was the purest of all. So we are talking about this Platonic relationship in the end, yeah?
Yeah, the non-sexual
Yes, yeah.
relationship. Um, I don't know much. I don't have much experience with this because I'm not thinking about any sexual feelings with my friends. So I don't have this.
So
Uh,
this is a platonic relationship among, like, as you said,
yeah,
old,
but
young,
we
and
don't need to qualify it. That's what I'm meaning.
yes, yes. So, and Michaela she posted a question. Can you tell your point of view about friendship with clients?
She's asking me or you.
She's asking you.
I don't have clients. I have students. There's different.
So, students. Michaela, she's also a therapist and she's also a coach. So, probably she's talking about also her point, yeah. And
I don't know the rules in the psychotherapy, Western psychotherapy model and things like that because I think there are some
yeah,
guidelines about that which I
there
think
are.
are very restrictive. In yoga, I don't think we have the same kind of guidelines. My experience has taught me that with some of the yoga students, we can have friendships, not necessarily with everybody. Friendship does not happen with everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If it happens with a few, then we are lucky. And one of them maybe can be our student client,
Yeah,
yeah, or uh,
we can be
psychotherapy is a little bit different, yeah.
we can
It's
be, we can
some,
be friendly with everybody, but not necessarily friends with everybody.
yeah. In psychotherapy, we have some rules, yes, but about friendship between clients, especially, but it in really like psychotherapy, psychoanalysis, because then it's very
But
difficult.
but even this now they are studying because they are finding out that putting so much restrictions is also not very
Yeah.
healthy for healing. But again, you will not have one system that is perfect.
Exactly. So it's a very, it's good to judge a person in front of you. You want to have a friendship with a client needs to have a very good ego. I say it needs to you really need to have a also have a good feeling about yourself as a therapist to know when you need to be a pet therapist and then you need to be a friend. Yeah. So this is
And therapy, sorry, friendship is something that both people feel.
yeah,
And that's why I said you don't need to put even a label that this is my, we are friends. It's we
yeah,
don't need to put it
exactly.
into a box that this is friendship.
Yeah.
It just happens spontaneously when the two people are connecting.
Yeah. You feel and you're
It's not like you shake hand and say, "Okay,
it's
I'm your
magnetic, as you
friend."
said. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't shake hand and say, "Okay, I'm your friend, you're my friend," or sign a contract in the city town hall that we are
Yeah.
now friends for life. It just happens.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's no ritual.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that. It's very, very interesting. There's no ritual. Yeah.
I wish
As
there
for
was.
marriage. Sorry?
I wish there was.
But then there will be a pressure.
No
There will
pressure,
be
no
a
pressure.
pressure.
But it's not needed. That's what I think.
It's
It's
not
not
needed.
needed. Yeah.
It's not needed. It's a question of if also like a ritual for marriage is needed. It's now popped up in my head. So okay, dear friends, thank you very much for joining us on this conversation about friendship. Thank you very much, Kausthub, for all your answers and all your inputs that we have. We are very, very glad to see all about friendships, to hear all about friendships. And that how very, very lucky we are if we have that kind of friendship. And maybe today or tomorrow you can call your friend and say, let's honor it. Maybe if we cannot meet, just do it on a digital platform or something, or call each other and
I
honor.
think I think it's very important, especially tomorrow Sunday, tomorrow full moon, so you can do it.
Yes, tomorrow is a full moon, and speak to your friend and support them, and they will support you and honor the friendship. So this would be a small ritual, maybe, yeah? Like that. So thank you, my dear friend Kausthub. For the end, I would ask Kausthub again to chant a little chant for us to close this interview. Dear friends, see you in 2 weeks with a new exciting topic. Stay tuned and stay safe.
Om Tavranīmahe Gātai Yajñāya Gātai Yajñapataye Daivi Swasthirastu Nः Swasthirmanusheभ्यः ऊर्ध्वञ्जिगातु भेषजम् शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शञ्चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः नमस्ते